Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is of course Etholdir and today I am back with another Chronos update, and this is episode number 50, which means that we will have a special world tour today. That's also the reason why I am back at the spawn location. So in this video we're basically gonna visit the entire map, so it's gonna be a pretty long video. But yeah, hopefully you will enjoy it. We'll go across all the things we've built here, and there are some new things that have been added in the last week or so, between the previous episode and this one. And also I will be talking about plans for areas which we haven't started on, and of course feel free to give any ideas or feedback for the map. Just specify for which area you're talking about, either by leaving the time that you saw the area or just describing the area, because that helps me out a lot, and maybe we'll use some of the ideas. So we start out here on the spawn island, which is a pirate island, separated from the rest of the map, and you can see some floating things there. That's just the to-do in the air where we design stuff. But yeah, this is basically the prisons, the pirate prisons that we're spawning at, and it's been a long time since we worked on this. This was one of the first things BioFrost actually started working on this map. Before that, everything on this map was done solo by me. But yeah, this is where it kind of started a little bit. So yeah, you spawn here in this layer of prisons, and we've got a couple of different layers. Now in these videos I will be walking around a lot just to give you kind of a feel for the atmosphere, and sometimes I will also be flying around just to show you a little bit more. But we'll just take a quick glance at this area. This is basically an area with a lot of prisons and stuff like that, which you would be able to explore if we end up finishing the map and making a game mode out of it. And eventually, if you're done exploring here in the prisons, you'll go and you will wander to the town, because this is the spawn. So this means that if this would be a game mode, this is kind of your safe area. Nothing can happen to you here, and you can try to escape the island to spawn in the real world, or of course there will probably also be a command just to spawn right in. But for those that like the story, they could try to escape the island in order to spawn in the real world. So we've got a couple of different locations for that to happen. First off, let's just look at this little watch post here in the mountains, which looks out up on yeah, on the kind of shore here. Seeing a ship there sailing there. Again, that's the to-do that you can see over in the distance in the air. We've got another watch post right here, which is actually the first thing I think I built on this island. And there's another ship sailing away. So some nice ships around this area, of course. And then we've got the mines, which will be one of the possible escape ways. If you go in there, eventually you'll reach the end, and that will be a way to escape to the real world. But yeah, that of course only comes into to matter really when we finish the map. But yeah, you can see this is a nice area here. All sorts of houses made of shipwrecks and everything connected together. And we got this awesome crane standing here, and this big palm tree. That's actually another thing I made, I believe. But yeah, a lot of houses. And the cool thing about this was basically just using shipwrecks and stuff to create really awesome structures. And this is also the very first project actually Dusty worked on. This is when he joined BioFrost. He started working on this area. Yeah, and look at him now. So let's just look at some other things Dusty made, because Dusty made some nice locations in the map, like this one. This is just a really a smuggler's den, as you can see, with some hidden loot, very cleverly done. But we have another one, and that's the one over here, which is, yeah, kind of more into the mountain, a little bit less secret, but nonetheless it's very awesome. We've got some different ends. We've got some storage here, really dark corner of the map. Yeah, we've got a nice fire going on here. We've got a collapsed area, which is really dangerous, which is a clever way, of course. And then we've got this area with a lot of stuff going on. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So it's also sort of prison, small prison, but just a very small prison. But let's follow this way, because the beautiful thing about the spawn is that there's a lot of things to kind of discover, and yeah, you could really walk around here for quite a while, and still have fun and still explore new stuff. That's the awesome thing about this spawn. So we've got here the Council of Pirates going on here, and different layers of this building to kind of go on. And what this building is exactly, you will see in a moment when we reach the surface. But yeah, there are a lot of different ways to kind of get around in this house. You can see we're now kind of inside the house. This is all the storage, and then when we reach the deck, you can see this is just a couple of ships meshed together, being one big awesome thing, which is the Council of Pirates. So let's have a look from this side. So you can see there's one big ship, and then there's another ship there, another ship underneath it, sails sticking out of water. There's just a lot of ships going on here, which is looking really good. One of my favorite pieces here in the spawn location. Yeah, we're just gonna go and hop on this one and gonna follow the road along this way so we can see some more things. So we've got a watchtower here, a pretty nice watchtower, and we've got some Mayan ruins, because especially if you played the recent Assassin's Creed game with the pirates, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which wasn't around when we started this place. You will know why we added some ruins, just for some extra detail. You can see though that they're really destroyed, nothing like the actual ruins in the Maya area, which is also somewhere on the map. But yeah, a lot more destroyed. But yeah, there's just a lot of things. I'm not gonna show all the little secrets, of course, because that's no fun. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you can explore right here. We come to the auction hall, which is right here, the ship upside down, looking out on this nice bay with some cannons, of course, ready to fire if it would be necessary. But yeah, this is just a place where there's a lot of goods open for sale, and we've got a stair like this going up, and some beds just hanging, just chilling here, you know, just chilling. And of course we've got a sail which you can actually access, but there's a lot more. We've got a second little dock area right here, which is with another ship for you to see and explore. We've got some more houses here. We've got a hidden cave in the back there, and yeah, there's a lot of awesome stuff. Kind of the town center right here, with a lot of different things going on. And then we've also got the fighter pits, which is kind of cool, of course, kind of nice. And yeah, we've got a little smith area here on top of a ship. Everything is on top of a ship here, but hey, never mind that. We've got a little farm area going on, with some nice boats. Just a little farm here, really looking nicely. And yeah, then of course we come to the crane and to the dock area. The dock area is pretty cool. Has some pretty nice buildings in it. A lot of inns, taverns and stuff like that around this place, of course. A lot of places to drink some rum, because it's a pirate life. And I think this is actually another inn, bar, thing like that. I've got yeah, this is actually a pretty nice feature. You can jump into the sewer, which is really dark, of course, and you can see the exit, which exits right into the harbor, which is pretty awesome, of course. And then, of course, we've got this ship standing in the harbor, which is also a place you can visit, and you can actually just wander around the ship. And yeah, let me go into the ship actually, because some of you might remember the very first BioFrost update video on the BioFrost channel, which was actually partially recorded in here. I was sitting right here, and there were other people sitting around the table. But yeah, that's a long time ago. That's over a year ago. BioFrost is getting old. But But yeah, I think that is everything for the spawn. So with that being said, I'm gonna go and head onto the real world, and I will see you right there, and we'll start the tour on land. So there we are here in QUARX, which is actually where it all started. It's my little desert town, which is the first thing that I started building here on this map. And yeah, you can see some ships sailing in, one from Laketown, one from the Nordic city, and of course just some random fishing boats and trader ships. And yeah, of course QUARX was done, one of the first things that was done on this map, and afterwards just a couple of months ago we did a kind of revamp of it, improving some stuff. So let's just go around and see what we did. We added a lot of color, of course, and we improved the decorations a lot. So hopefully we can see some of that. Yes, we can definitely see some of that, because I think I did some improvements, but Mark did most of the interior improvements, and I did most of the exterior, like adding more detail to the road, because that was previously very boring. Added a lot of more variety to the market square with all the different yeah, kind of nationalities coming here to trade stuff. Of course, most of this stuff is very old, and probably we could do a lot better and a lot nicer, but I kind of just don't want to, because it's got a lot of memories in it for me. So that's why I'm keeping it for now like this, and maybe eventually we'll do something else to it. But for now it's still pretty nice just to wander around the streets and see all the things that I built so long ago now. But yeah, we'll just go through the town and look at some highlights of this place, because of course going into every building would take way too long for this video, which is already going to be quite extensive. And yeah, of course we've got the mosque right here, which is still one of the things that I really like. And I'm glad we got to do a bigger mosque in HYRA, the underground city, because after I built this I was like, yeah, I do kind of want to try and make a bigger one, and eventually I got to do that. So we've got this farming area with the kind of watering system, which is really, yeah, I still really like the way it turned out. Probably one of my favorite areas. And then of course all the houses, which is really fun houses to do, and I really enjoyed building in this style, because previously I was also always building Nordic style and stuff like that. So it was a really nice change for me to go to this style. And yeah, I'm really glad I did, and I did finish this entire town. But of course there's a lot more in the desert for us to look forward to, so we're just gonna go ahead and this is where there's gonna be a new location with a mine coming up soon. Then there's an abandoned watchtower right there, just kind of standing lonely there, just to kind of remind you, oh, there's more in the area. And then if you come over here, we'll actually see some destroyed aqueducts coming from the mountain, which is supposed to kind of resemble that previously probably a lot of aqueducts would have run through the desert and provided water to a lot of areas, but now it's kind of running dry, or at least it's destroyed, so the water's just running into this cave here. Of course we've got the Sphinx, which has been here for quite a while, and ooh, I can see a little bug here. This is not supposed to be happening, so we're just gonna fix that for now. Just fixing that. Nobody saw that. But this is of course the entrance to HYRA, which is a really awesome location. And yeah, we'll just go inside for now. We'll just do HYRA first. So let me get a night potion just to be sure. Just to be sure. I'm not sure if we actually will need it, but just in case we need it, we have it, and can always come in handy. Of course, this is the entrance to HYRA, the underground desert city. And yeah, this is a project that I actually started on with Alec. And Alec is no longer a part of BioFrost, but we did build a couple of weeks ago, so maybe he'll join in on the fun sometimes. But it's totally not a man cave. That's where the man cave vibe came from. It's when we started working on it, and originally we started working on this in Conquest, which makes all the colors a lot darker than they are right now. And I can warn you, it looked really awesome in Conquest, really dark and really kind of like a little bit evil looking. That's why we added all those colors to make it look a little bit brighter. But when you then jump into default, which is the texture pack I'm using now all the time, things look really bright, and it's not as dark at all. It's actually really, yeah, I think it's really fun to walk around it like this. Oh, I accidentally dropped myself. But yeah, I just get a really exotic feel from this. Just bright colors everywhere, and I can imagine the spices being traded here and stuff like that, because this is basically almost Arabic part of the map. I think at least so far this is the most Arabic we've ever went on Chronos. So let's just get down here, this long cave, and then we get down here in HYRA, which is an area we haven't shown in a while, but a lot has happened though, and judging by the way it looks, I'm just gonna take the night potion so we can see everything very clearly, because otherwise I think it would be a waste of all those awesome things we've built. So yeah, we're on the top layer right here. You can see there are a lot of layers before you're all the way down to the bottom of this place. So let's just start here, and we come across the first houses that were built here by Alec. And yeah, there's just a couple of houses, I think 2 or 3 houses right there. And then we come to the little inn along the road, if we walk around here, which is just a little inn, which actually has a room, a couple of rooms actually on top of it. Yeah, and then of course we're walking right next to the dome of the mosque, which is, yeah, kind of, I really like that feature. And this is another feature. You can jump from here to that platform, and that's the sleeping places underneath the inn. Pretty fun. And then this is another room. I think you can access that as well from the inn, or maybe not, because it hasn't been done yet, but it was meant to be, so it just needs to be finished. But yeah, let's just go down here. Of course you can see the aqueducts returning. Really awesome feature from this town are the aqueducts. And we've got the marketplace. Actually this marketplace was pimped by Jim, added a lot more detail to it. We've got a little garden here that I added, which is one of the greenest areas in this town, of course, because there's not a lot of green down here. But of course we've got the mosque, which is one of the first things we built here, and I'm still really happy with it, and I really like the looks of it. So let's just hop inside and see. This is what I meant with bright colors, by the way. All these bright colors just looking at you, staring at you. Be happy. So yeah, another house right here. Some more aqueducts. Another houses right here. And then we get to the poor district. The poor district is just all around here, all down here. All different things going on down here. Of course the mosque is really looking powerful from this side as well. And then underneath here we've got kind of like the tombs, which is an area that Dusty is working on, or was working on. I don't know if he actually, no, he didn't finish it yet. So he's still working on it basically. But yeah, this has a lot of potential to it. You can see some extra rooms have been added. But yeah, it just needs to be finished. But so far, this is already starting to look really good and really fun. So let's leave the tombs again, because we don't want to stay there too long, because we're not dead yet. We've got the bathhouse made by Jim right down here, just chilling out here with some nice greenery also. And then some of the things that still need to be built. A new house here, I think Hoop made this one. And yeah, some new road systems going on here, adding the room to where the docks will be, a new bridge, and a new house also made by Hoot. And then this is the auction hall made by Alec. I don't know if he's completely finished it, but so far it looks like most of it is decorated. Just not completely done yet, but hey, it's looking good. It's looking awesome. And yeah, the only wait for the rest to be continued, because no, there's nothing there, so it isn't done, but it's still awesome. So this is where the docks will be, and then this river will flow all the way out to the open world eventually. So yeah, basically you will be able to go all the way outside, and yeah, you can see I haven't made the river all the way yet, but eventually you will be able to go to the outside world, which will be really awesome, of course. And then this will be the start of the mine systems, which will actually lead to the Italian hills and to the swamp, and maybe even to more locations like the desert and the jungle, stuff like that. Just connecting the cave systems, which would be really awesome. And with that, I think we've covered most of the things here in HYRA, so we are going to go back to the surface and gonna look for the next kind of place. Also, during this video, I just want to keep like kind of interactive with you guys, so every time you come across a question, feel free to answer it either all in one comment or just keep coming with those comments, and because it's good to have all the feedback from you guys. So let's move on to the next area in this desert, before we go to the next area, which will be the jungle. And yes, this is the savage camp. Of course, we remade it later on, and yeah, it's a quite nice savage camp. Actually, we've got a cinematic on this channel about it, so if you want to check it out in more detail. But it is, of course, my very well-known savage style. I think this is one of my most known styles, because I did quite a lot of it. First here, and then in the Northern Savages, of course. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one, because it's just a very small camp. Still really nice, still really like it. But I think we should move on to the next area. The next area is something from Avatar, and by just showing you how long ago I made this, you can see that I already was a big Avatar fan back then. And this is the library, so this is the only piece of the library actually visible from the surface, but of course we can just go down here and we'll go into the library, which might be familiar to you if you've seen Avatar. But yeah, we've got all these different layers, and this is basically just going to be a dungeon, so you could find some very good loot here, fight some awesome mobs and stuff. So pretty exciting actually. Actually, there are already mobs spawning here, because I already added the spawners, because we before when we were still working with the other server, we were going to release the alpha version of it. So we prepared a part of the map for that, but it never came to pass. So for now, we're just working on it ourselves, and hopefully one day it will still be a game mode, and this time probably on our own server. So that's really exciting. So we're just left the library and entered the mine system, and now this is where we still have big plans. We want to kind of make this a labyrinth of hallways beneath the desert, connecting it to the mines of HYRA, connecting it with the jungle hopefully, but also adding a hidden prison, a black market, and some tombs for you to kind of raid and steal from. And we are gonna hurry because my night potion is running out, so it's the perfect time to return to the surface. So this is one of the other exits or entrances to this system, and yeah, especially if we start kind of spreading out with more branches, then we'll of course add more entrances and exits, so it's kind of more exciting, because kind of now it's a two-way system, which is really easy to kind of camp out. Of course, if you just wait here, you can kill everyone trying to leave the place. But this is just a really abandoned small town in the desert. Just really small at the coastline. Nothing much happening there. And then if we look over there in the distance, that is where the original entrance to this library would be. And then of course we're gonna visit my ship. It's the first big ship I ever made, and probably the only ship I will make for quite a while, because it was so hard to do it and to get it right. And yeah, of course it's being attacked by those orc ships and Duran, but yeah, my boat, I love it. I love it to bits. I especially love the sails. I think I think the sails are probably the best part of this boat ship. Yeah, I just like my ship for the rest of it. So yeah, we've got three part mast, and then of course front piece and all the different layers. I think, yeah, we've got the captain's room here, which of course has also all these different layers, because my ship is kind of going a little bit crazy with the curving. But yeah, we've got that going on right there, and then of course we've got the storage, which this is still something I really like, with all the trapdoors like this. I'm not sure if you can open them, but I think if you open them they just get destroyed. So that might be a little bit problematic, but anyway, doesn't really matter, because it is looking good. And if it doesn't work, we'll just replace it with something else. So this is the sleeping quarters for the normal people, and then there's the front piece with some cannons, of course, because this ship has a lot of cannons. It's really awesome. What? Oh yeah, I made some holes in the sails because it's being attacked, of course. But I didn't want to make too many holes in the sails, because that would be a little sad. So we've got a lot of cannons, and we've got all the storage standing in the middle of it. And that's basically all there is to the ship. A lot of storage to it, but probably some good loot to be found there as well. And yeah, with that, I think we've covered everything that there is to see in the desert. So I'm just gonna grab myself a drink, meaning apple juice, and we'll be right back for the jungle. So there we go, I am back again, and we're gonna continue our tour of Chronos in the jungle. Now, we're not gonna walk around the jungle because that would take ages. But one feature of the jungle is that you will find like little paths of gravel. You'll find shrines like these made by the orcs. Just to kind of give you something. Look like this. It looks like a path. So it's just to help you guide your way around the jungle a little bit. Of course, we've got the orcish settlement on the beaches right here, with the farm area, with all the fishing huts, the dock area, and then of course the part along the trees, with including this wall camp right here. Yeah, I think this was one of the first things also I started working on, which is a reminder of a remaining thing of the previous gigantic map, because this was not my first gigantic map. I actually did one before this, where I also did a style pretty similar to this one, but of course here I brought it to develop a little bit more, and this is also one of the first projects BioFrost started helping on when they joined this map. But yeah, there are a lot of things to see here. There's a lot of things along the trees, and just a lot of paths you can take basically in this settlement. But I'm not gonna go walk around too much, because it's kind of hard to walk around the jungle. And then this is where the entrance to Goblin Town will eventually be when we start working on that. For now it's just sealed off. But hey, it will be there one day. And then if we go to this side, you will see this is one of the last shrines you will see, because the goblins, the orcs and the goblins don't dare to go into the Mayan ruins, because they are afraid that they might still find some Maya people here. So yeah, we've got all those nice ruins going around and just going around the trees, all the remainders of buildings. And then of course we've got kind of like the centerpiece right here, so you could come through here. It's a pretty thick jungle, but when you make it through, you will find the sheep. No, actually, you'll find these you'll find this cow. No, you'll find these temples. We've got the towers, the big towers. We've got this pit, which can be thrown into to die. Unfortunately, it's kind of rained in a little bit, so you won't die. You'll just have to find your way to escape this place again. We've got the big sun temple, which will have a dungeon inside of it one day. So that will be exciting. But for now, it's the big sun temple, and for some reason it's snowing here. So I still have to see. Maybe I can fix it, because it's a little weird. It's snowing in a jungle temple. But yeah, it doesn't really matter that much anyway. But I'll see if I can fix that. But yeah, of course we've got all the other things. We've got the Mayan bathhouse, which is a bit destroyed and overgrown at the moment. And of course we got the first temple I actually started with. After I built this, people were like, yeah, you should totally make a city out of it. And then I started all the other projects. So we've got some more ruins on this side. And if you follow it all the way through, you will get to the second part of the city, which we actually have a football field, because that was something the Maya people also had, which was really cool. And then actually the winner of the football match would be sacrificed here. So I wouldn't want to win an awful lot of matches actually, but that's just my opinion. And we've got some more buildings over here. Maya City is one of my favorite projects which I did by myself. I just really enjoyed working on this area. It was a really fun experience to do it, and there is a dungeon inside of this one. There is, but there's a more exciting dungeon, of course, inside the volcano, which you can access by a jumping parkour through the jungle, which will land you to this door, which will bring you inside the volcano, inside this nether-themed area. And for now, we're just gonna see if we can go through it without the need of a night vision potion, because I think you can see most of it. So of course a lot of lava here going around, and this is kind of the factory unit of this place. And we've got a lot of cages hanging from the ceiling, and of course we've got the guardian of this place, which is this dragon made by me and Mr. Firepants. But yeah, we got more cages going on here. A lot of cages. Lots of cages all the way. And this yeah, bridge design. Of course, this is also the place where BioFrost helped out a lot. We've got the gate with the skeleton head guarding it, which can actually still open and close with redstone, which is quite cool actually. Still pretty much enjoy just seeing it open and close. Really nice, really nice. Then there are entrances to mines. This is where we would connect it to the cave system of the jungles, and eventually to the rest of the world. And as you can see, there are some spawners here as well. Then we come to the castle, the evil castle, training areas, torture areas, where you could torture people and turn them into solid ice. Just awful torture areas. And then we've got the throne, of course. Maybe you want to conquer this area and sit on the throne yourself, and yeah, have of course the council of your evil helpers, I suppose. And then there are some dungeons on top of this building. Well, not really dungeons, but just mazes to get some loot. And then we've got a prison area right here, which you can actually lock yourself. Oh well, somebody could lock you in, so be careful if you go and check if there is loot inside of them. Because in some, of course, there is loot, so you should be careful. You should be very, very careful. And then, of course, you can actually go underneath the walls. Not very useful because of all the lava, but hey, if you want to, you can go to. yeah, and there are some jumping puzzles here and there, so a lot of exciting things to do for you here as well, if you want to. So with that, let's try to find a way outside, to the outsides again, because we have seen this place for now. There we go, we found the way outside again. So with that, I think we've covered, yeah, I think we've covered everything in the jungle area. So now it's time to move out of the jungle and enter the rest of the world. And we're not going this way, we're going this way. Because if you're around here and you would venture into this jungle, which is a very thick jungle, and you would have to find your way through, and then eventually you'll find some road pieces and you think, oh my god, I should totally follow this. I should follow this. Oh yes, let's go on. Oh, this is exciting. Oh my god, the jungle is stopping. Oh my god, I can see a windmill. And before you know it, from this evil jungle filled with orcs, goblins, and nether part, ruins, you'll arrive at the most lovely place you probably arrived to for a while, and which is also a place which will be friendly, so you will not be able to fight inside of this area, and depending on, of course, which way we will make the game mode. In my eyes, you can be either a good character or you can be an evil character, and evil characters won't be able actually to enter this area. So that's one of the things that we want to do. But of course, this is the lovely Hobbit Hills. Recently completely finished this place. A lot of good memories, of course. Just a lot of awesome Hobbit halls with lovely decoration. We're not going to go inside too much because it's going to take a lot of time. But it's just a really lovely area for you to hang out and just forget about things for a while. Just chill, maybe fish a little bit, visit the museum or visit the school. There's a lot of things you can do here. There's a lot of things that can take your mind off of the evil out of in this world. So there's a lot of things you can just come here and look at. And yeah, this is of course a very lovely area which I worked on mostly with Mark. Some other people helped out, of course. Yeah, lovely area. Good to be back here. This nice and quiet area in between all the other awesome things. But like I said, I'm not gonna hang around here for too long, just because we have a lot more to be going to, and yeah, but we should do that. We should go ahead and have a look at the rest of the stuff. So we'll just follow the road for a bit now, because there's a lot of things that we can actually go and do. And the first thing that we're gonna do is actually gonna take a turn here past the inn, and we're gonna go follow this road. But I'm gonna keep on flying because otherwise it will take a long time. But we're gonna reach some of the Easter eggs, of course, that we take into this map are things that we love, like the library from Avatar. It's kind of an Easter egg. Hobbits might be a little Easter egg. This is definitely an Easter egg. These are the 3 stone trolls. One of them kind of fell down and broke. But yeah, the 3 trolls, and actually if you follow this a little bit, you will actually come to that cave. So that's kind of fun. You'll have that cave as well. So we do Easter eggs like that, of course. But if you follow the swamp, we'll come. Of course, the swamp is being worked on by nobody else than Mike. This is my abandoned cottage right here with the lovely area. But Mike really is doing a great job of pimping up the swamp a little bit more, adding some more interesting landscape to it. And one of that is this little road he made, or actually the side of the road, the cliff he made with the nice mushrooms on top of it, just adding a lot of extra atmosphere. And then this is actually the exit of a cave coming all the way from HYRA, and probably will be connected to many more caves. But just to show you that you can also travel underground if you want to. So for now we'll just follow this road, which will take us all the way here. Actually, we'll cut through this one just to visit Stonehedge for a little bit, because that's also a new location I recently made for this map. Just a little addition to the swamp to add some more mystical, mysterious things to it. And then if you continue, we'll actually arrive at the Italian hills, which is still being worked on. As you can see, somebody's working on the windmill right there. The towers greeting us, and this is of course the dock area being worked on. Of course, most of this I've shown recently, so I'm not gonna stand still and watch at all the buildings here, but because we just recently had an update on this area, so I'm just gonna try to focus and find some new stuff in this area. One of the newest things, of course, is the landscape, and especially this kind of big cliff that we made, which will have a bridge over, and there needs to be a bridge over there as well. Dusty's still working on the finishing the landscaping there, and then the plan is to have 2 giant statues here guarding this way, and of course we also have the aqueducts here, and yeah, people are working on the rest of the buildings here in this town, and the monastery is done. It is finally done, so it is time for me to try and go inside and show you as much of it as possible. But this place is a maze, and yeah, we're probably gonna get lost, so we're not gonna see everything this time. But Huub and Nana did a great job working on this place. So let's just enter this place. Originally meant to be a time-lapse, but because of the lost footage, we never could finish it as a time-lapse, and now it's finally done. So there's a lot of different places here for us to visit. We can go to the roof. Yeah, why not? You enter and you leave on the roof. That's all possible in this world. Because this place is such a maze, you won't even believe it. So you can go down here as well, enter in this place, and probably we can go and visit the bathhouse from here. Oh, we actually got some area here. Oh, this leads to nowhere, but yeah, we got the bathhouse here, which was actually an area I finished in the time-lapse, and of course we got the gardens on this side, but we probably got a lot more to see inside as well, so probably shouldn't leave the house just yet. Yeah, because we've got a lot of things here. We've got, oh my god, so many things. Got another inner courtyard looking really fancy, and then of course we've got the back gardens with a little farm fields here and there, just a storage house, farmhouse, and another one right here just to grow some more plants. So yeah, there's actually quite a lot for you to discover here in the monastery. Lots of things that are here. There's just a lot of things to see. Let's just enter this balcony and see what we can find. You have to be careful though, because they added some jumping puzzles, so that also means that you can fall down in some parts of this house. But you can see what I meant by this being a maze, because this basically, you can just go everywhere. Everywhere there's a new way to go, and to discover some new rooms, or something else, or the windows will be open and you can enter the jumping thing from there, or you find a locked door which you can't actually enter, so you have to find a way around for you to be able to go there. So then, oh, you find this ladder and you find an open window, and oh my god, and then all of a sudden there's all these things. Did I need to go up? No, I think not. I don't think I need to go up there, because I think I just need to go here. So I didn't even make a mistake. I just need to trust myself. And now you reach this secret kind of hideout place. So there's a lot of things like that in this monastery. There's a lot of things for you to explore here, basically. Yeah, there's just so much to do. But yeah, a really awesome job on this area. Definitely a lot of cool stuff there. And then this area, I pimped this area a little bit. There's just some trees that need to be built here. And I believe a woodcutter over there. And then of course we arrive at the human city. But before we do that, let's just have a last look at the Colosseum. Which is where Alan is working on, and which is turning out to be quite nice indeed. I'm not going to show too much more because he's still working on it, and we'll go into the inside and stuff when it's completely done. But yeah, let's just go to the human city. Of course, we've got the dock area, which will have a little bit more use now because there's actually a river going to the sea. So also these docks will be able to have fishing boats going to the sea. Just small boats though, because the real harbor will be on the other side. Yeah, but of course this is a poor district. Poor district's looking really awesome. Really nice style, really crowded, really nice feel. Let's just walk through it, because I feel like that would do it so much more justice. I'm not going to go into too much of the buildings, and maybe nothing at all, because just walking around here gives you the feel of this area, which is a really nice area. Definitely one of my favorite areas so far. But most things are. It's combining the way it looks with the memories, of course. That's just nice. And then of course we will go to the middle rich district. Which is being worked on, and actually it's going quite well. As you can see, we've got a nice street going on here, some houses that need to be done there, but we've got a lot of houses as well, and again we've got a little bit more room in this area, of course, because it's a little richer, but there's again a lot of details going around you. There's always something to see, and this is actually the library being built, and they actually made a construction site on this side of the building, which actually I quite like that idea of having a construction site. And then they're working on the rest of the library right here. Gonna have a courtyard right here. Really exciting for that. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice fancy building in this district. Got a little guard post here to guard this entrance of this district. And then of course we got a well which will lead you to the sewers. We're not gonna go into the sewers today, just because they're not done and nothing really new has been added there. For now, we will go and visit the Thieves Guild in a moment though. So yeah, you can see the middle district is coming along quite nicely. If we look at it, we're almost halfway through, or maybe we are halfway through. And then of course we've got the rich district, which Wouter has started on and will be continuing as soon as he has some more time with school and stuff. So yeah, that's fun. And for the rest of the human city, nothing much is going on at the moment. The harbor will be a time lapse. The military district will probably be a time lapse. The cathedral will probably be a time lapse. And then Dusty started working on the palace of this city. And Minecraft Scale, Stefan, started working on the gardens. And he made this huge fire pile. I guess it's kind of a celebration, but it's a little bit close to the tree there. So maybe adjust that just a little bit. But other than that, things are going quite well here. So let's just go and visit the Thieves Guild. Before we go back and go again into the swamp and visit the other locations in the swamp that we haven't seen yet. Because there's still a lot of things that we need to go and see. So hopefully you're still enjoying this world tour, because as you can see, it takes quite a lot of time to make a world tour because there's so much here. There's just so much here. So this is going to be a pretty long video, but hopefully for anyone interested in Chronos, it will be worth watching. Maybe not in one go, but maybe in multiple goes. But yeah, it should be fun watching this. So this is one of the entrances to the Thieves Guild. The most easy entrance to find. So yeah, we're just gonna go and visit the Thieves Guild for a while now, which is actually located, well, it's not really located underneath the human city. It's actually more located underneath the Italian hills or the lake. But yeah, it's a really nice area made by HYRA, who's no longer part of BioFrost, but did a great job here. And yeah, all sorts of different things, hidden bars and stuff like that. Just a really nice area. Definitely one of the areas that you will want to visit once Chronos is a game mode, which will probably still be a while though, but it never hurts to just look forward to things, is it? Well, that's my opinion at least. So for now, let me just have another sip of my apple juice before we continue our tour in the swamp. So there we are. We're arriving at the swamp again, and today, of course, we're gonna follow it, and we're gonna see the other locations in the swamp. But we already saw some of it. We saw Stonehedge, of course. We saw some of the things that Mike has been working on, and yeah, now we're gonna visit the rest of the locations. So Mike is still working on it. So probably by the end there will be a lot more rocks in the swamp. There will be these awesome sides of hills. And of course there will be his special project here, the hidden town, hidden from sight from the witches, so that they can survive this terrible presence in the swamp. Of course you can see the witches in the distance, which is the next location that we will visit. Of course this is something that I recently showed in one of my updates, but you can see he's still working on it. And adding new stuff. This is by the way the way Mike builds this. So most of this he just does it by hand. He doesn't just use voxel or roll edit just to create these cliffs. These are all made by hand. So that's pretty exciting, I should say. That's pretty impressive actually. So definitely give him thumbs up for that. If you have any feedback or any ideas for Mike, of course feel free to leave them in the comments. I actually sent him some screenshots of something that I encountered in the Elder Scrolls Online, which would be really awesome for this area, I think. So we'll see if he does anything with that. But of course we've got the beautiful witches, the big castle and the big tower. We added a beacon. And this is the only beacon I think so far that we've used on Chronos, but I just felt that it felt right on top of that thing. It just felt right to add a beacon there, because you can't actually see the beacon, but you can see the lighting shooting out into the sky, and it just felt right to have it right there. So that's going to be the first beacon, special occasion for that. So of course this is the witches. Which is completely decorated actually, and you can actually go all the way up to there, all the way into the castle. So a lot of fun stuff for you to explore here. But of course there's more to be seen in this swamp. Actually our first time lapse was right here on the edges of the swamp, and there's actually this dwarven entrance. Of course the entrance is closed, but still it's a nice place to visit and a nice place just to look at this awesome gate, because it's really one of the best things we did in time lapse. Of course we haven't done much time lapses, but it's a really awesome build, and yeah, really a team effort. And now we come to a small village, of course, which is being haunted by the witches, so nothing much is going on right here. And then we've got the destroyed farms that Yoni is working on at the moment, but Yoni has fallen into one of his sleeping phases again, so he's not doing much at the moment, but hopefully he'll awake and finish his awesome farm area. And then we're just gonna follow this road for a bit, because you might remember that I started working on an air temple on top of the mountain. Well, I'm sorry to say that I completely got rid of all of that and started new. Started completely from scratch, and we're gonna have a look at that today, because I worked on it pretty hard, and Emil actually made some flying bisons for me to add to the air temple. So this is another Easter egg, a big Easter egg, but it is an awesome one. You can see the road kind of turns into this road, and this will take us all the way up to the air temple. So we'll just be following it. Just following this road. you can see that this is already more custom terrain. But yeah, it will take us all the way up, and we can see some sort of till just hanging just a little bit over the edge there. But let's just follow the road and we'll find out what there is to see here in this air temple. After all, I am an air nomad, so I should be right at home. But yeah, we come to the air temple, and you can see things have changed. The landscape has changed. I got completely rid of it. I literally just cut out all of the air temple. Of course, I had backups of most of the buildings I made. And then I started doing the landscape completely fresh. So we've got this rock. It's maybe something you remember actually from Avatar, The Last Airbender, or from The Legend of Korra, because it's actually from there. And of course the buildings, I'm not gonna try to completely redo the air temple as it is seen in the show, but I'm doing just my own version of it, because that's always the way I like to work. But you can see the gate is standing here, and I'm actually have planned out most of where I want stuff to go. So this is going to be the area where we'll have the stables with one of the flying bison. Just chilling, just eating some hay. And then we've got, of course, some of the towers. You can see that I'm working on a house right here. This is one of the houses I had in the previous air temple, so I just placed it right there, just for its form of glory. Then this is where there will be a little gate to go to the stables. Then this is going to be another house right there. There's going to be another house right there. The road is going to go through it. Then this is going to be a circular thing, which is also seen in the show, which is where Tenzin fights here. Then this is going to be another stable for this side of the place, which is actually looking out on the wall and stuff like that. And then of course we've got some more towers here, which will be connected by walls. The other gate, which will also have a road down into this valley. So this is another entrance to the air temple. And then this will have walls again, connecting the walls up to this part. And this is actually something that I had in the previous air temple. And I just added a flying bison flying here, just looking over the edge, seeing if anyone has something to feed him with. And then of course we've got this part, which will be the way to go up to this platform on top of it, which is where I have the Be the Leaf training device already standing there. And you can see I connected the wall to it, so it's completely sealed off. And we've got some houses just kind of worked into the wall. Some more houses there, and a little road going on. Of course I need to do the lighting, because that's obviously a huge part now because of the rock. Another training device right here, you might recognize it if you've seen Legend of Korra. Ooh, and a bird right there. That's a bird. Oh, another bird right there. Oh no. And just the entrance in general. But so far I'm really enjoying the air temple now, and I think this is going to be a better version than the previous one. So definitely happy that I decided to change it. So yeah, let's leave the air temple behind us, say goodbye to it for now. And of course we got the hill savages here, but we also have got, of course, this area. And Nonna and Huub actually are starting to work on this area. So this is going to be an area with a lot of runes. It's gonna have a castle around this part, and you can see they're already starting work on that castle, and I'm gonna make sure that I give them a lot of feedback. I said that I wanted a castle that will have to have some similarities with Dol Guldur, kind of that grand style of a ruined castle. So hopefully they'll do something with that. And then of course this is going to be where they have to do something like Weathertop. So it's going to just be a couple of ruins next to each other. Of course there's also the place where my tower is. Somebody should place something on my tower. Nobody places stuff on my tower. Nobody does that. But yeah, this is going to be a lovely area after all those ruins have been added, I think. And of course there will be some dungeons with catacombs underneath it, so that will be really exciting. once that has happened. And of course we've got the hill savages here, the savage capital. You can see the northern savages being represented, the desert savages. All of those savages are here for this grand capital, which is now also completely decorated. Only this area needs to be done, I believe, and then this whole complete thing has been completely done finally after this long time. But it is one of the most awesome projects that we have on Chronos in my eyes, and it is also the closest thing at the moment to the center of the map. And it would have been the point that you would have to go through basically to enter any of the other areas. And of course that would have been a weak spot, so that's why I'm adding the air temple, making sure you can actually cross the mountain really easily, or well, relatively easily, to go into the other areas. And there will probably be other ways to enter those areas, just to make sure that there's not really a place that will be a camping center, because a lot of people have to go through there. Still, of course, this is pretty much the center of the map, so it's still going to be a pretty important place. We've got a little farming camp next to it. Of course, we've got this nice cliff with the custom trees on top of it. And before we go into that area with the snow, we've got a completely blank area here. Which is just all green, and the remainders of a tree we once built. But this area is actually gonna be made into a custom forest. When we'll get to it, we don't know yet. But this is gonna be a custom forest, and it's gonna have some kind of elven city into it. It's still a pretty big area, which is the area between one mountain range and the other mountain range, but it covers a pretty big area. So we have a lot of opportunities here to do something awesome. Of course, first thing that we'll have to do is create an awesome landscape, and just really awesome with ravines, with rivers flowing through it, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll start adding in custom trees, which will be big trees, and I mean big, like there will be freaking big trees with houses in it, but there will also be ends, and there will be a lot of cool things in this area. And then this is gonna be where the other Dwarven entrance is gonna be, and this is the entrance that will be open and you will be able to enter. And of course there will be also small hidden entrances along the mountain, but the Dwarven thing is actually gonna run through pretty much the half of the map. It's gonna run through 2 of the mountain ranges, which is gonna connect a large part of the map. So that's gonna be pretty exciting when we finally get around to work on that. And then we are back here, and this is the area, of course, where we enter the north, as you can see by the snow. We enter the area where the northern savages are. And in case you haven't seen them, there is actually a Let's Build series where I basically build all the things that are in here. In the Let's Build, there's actually also a little time-lapse for the wall and stuff. So basically this entire place is time-lapsed, it's Let's Build, so you can actually see how I made all of this. If you want to, just search for Northern Savages on my channel, and you can see the air temple from up here as well, which is really nice, just to add some extra thing. And we can see the beginning of the wall, which is of course an Easter egg or an inspiration from the Game of Thrones. And we actually arrive at the real wall here, which is the only way currently to go into the north. Probably won't be the only way. There will be some hidden passages into the north, or you could of course go by the sea, which will be a little bit more tiring, but you could do that, I suppose. And yeah, we can go through here to enter the north, which is of course where we will arrive at Laketown. Now we haven't done the time-lapse for the Lakeside Castle. Hopefully Danny has some more time now, so hopefully we can go around to plan that time-lapse soon, because that's going to be awesome. But of course we've got the Laketown completed, which is already something really exciting. And the castle actually is going to have a secret passageway leading all the way into Laketown. I'm not sure if it's already lit. It seems like it's a little bit dark. But yeah, we're just gonna go through it. So it's basically just this long passageway which is gonna take you safely to Laketown. Because of course, in case of an attack on the castle, you should be able to get to the town safely. And this way makes sure that you can actually. And it gets you right into the center of Laketown. So yeah, you come in here, you can see the passageway, and then bam, we're inside Laketown. Probably have to cover up the entrance a little bit more. And actually you've got a hidden passageway there, so you can enter and leave from this house. And you're inside the middle of Laketown. You're actually next to the main house of Laketown. So how exciting is that? And of course Laketown is also an area that we visited pretty recently. So we're just gonna look around it a little bit. Of course, this is one of the very cool areas. We've been working on this area for a year, and now it's finally done, except for the castle. But well, we'll get that done pretty soon, hopefully. And of course, we've got all the awesome things. Yeah, all the memories, of course. Also, the auction hall turned out really well, and then of course we've got this cave with the hidden storages, with the vault, with the pretty awesome gate, actually, also made by Charian, who's no longer with us. Sounds way more dramatic, but it's kind of true. And yeah, then we go all the way through this cave, and then when we leave the cave, we'll go to Lake. Well, we are at Laketown docks. So this is the docks for Laketown, where they have the ships ready to set sail in whatever direction they wish to. And of course, next to Laketown is actually the town that was here before Laketown, which is now called Nordic Ruins, because it's completely destroyed by the dragon that also attacked Lakeside Castle. And then we've got all this awesome stuff going on here. And then we come to the Ruin Town. Nordic Ruins was a pretty fun project, actually, to work on. And it's a pretty nice area on the map. And of course, there is not much more in the north at the moment. There are some locations that we can have a look at for now. Let's see. There's the hunter camp right here in the forest. So right there, going on there, made by Mr. Firepants himself, which adds some nice detail in this northern landscape. Of course, this is a big forest with not much else in it right now. But of course, we've got these nice cliffs, and we got this pretty big area where we can still add new things. Of course, there's one of my Viking ships. Yeah, this is an area full of potential, full of things that still can be built and will be built, but we're focusing on certain areas at a time so that we can finish those before we continue with the rest of it. And then this of course one of the districts of the Nordic city, which I worked on a little bit, but at the moment it's kind of on a standstill just because we want to focus on the other areas first. But this is one of the districts in the Nordic city, of course, with the arena here. Yeah, and again the Easter egg to the Game of Thrones with the white tree with the red leaves. But yeah, a lot of awesome stuff in store for this place, of course, and that will be an awesome place to work on when we finish other places, of course. First things first, before we go and do all of the other things. But yeah, with that, I think that we covered Chronos. I think we did a world tour, and I think we did it all. Yeah, I actually think we did it all. I do think that. So that's awesome. So with that being said, I think we've covered all of Chronos, and hopefully you really enjoyed this world tour, because it took quite a while to do this. I recorded for over an hour. I don't know, I think the final video will probably be a little over an hour as well. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed seeing all of Chronos. Feel free to leave any feedback you have down below, any ideas or things that we might add in certain areas, leave them down below. Of course, I will check them out, and if I think they're interesting, I will see if I can work them out or change them a little bit and change them into the existing plans for the map. But yeah, I just really hope you enjoyed seeing all of Chronos. If you did, of course, you can help me out a little bit by pressing that like button, sharing this video with your friends, subscribing if you're brand new. But most of all, I hope I will see you back in the next Chronos episodes, up to whenever we are done with this place. Now, I know there won't be a download for Chronos, but it will eventually be playable if we finish it. So there is a way for you to explore all of this. So don't worry about that. But for now, I just really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope to see you back next time. And of course, also let me know, what do you think of what do you think of the new logo? Because we have a new Chronos logo, which will be used in the thumbnails from now on, probably up to episode 100. So we've got some time to go before we ever need a new one. But anyway, really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Please do. And hopefully I will see you back in the next one. Bye bye.